you think that at 8 years old you're capable to know your gender and your sexual orientation?
I don't really know. I don't really know.
Do you have an opinion?
Oh, sorry.
No? Okay.
I think it's okay. Yeah, I agree with that. It should be okay to ask children that. I don't think it should be forced on anyone, but it's something that they will grow up to find out about anyway, and there's nothing wrong with it.
You can't be doing that. You're with their mind. For sure. It's a joke.
Alexa for Rebel News, and I'm still in Toronto looking at issues that are extremely relevant and certainly disturbing. In one of my colleagues' report, one by Tamara Ugolini, she explained that in Ontario, some schools have asked questions about the gender identity and sexual orientation of children in grade 4 to 8. These are children aged 8 to 12, respectively. In an email received by the Assistant Deputy Minister and Education Equity Secretariat, Patrick Case, the school can receive approximately $55,000 if their board has not already received funding for a student demographic project, or $35,000 for other board. Of course, we are talking about several million of dollars in terms of the number of schools involved paid by taxpayer. In Montreal, I received a survey given to high school students aged 12 to 18, not only about gender identity or in sexual orientation, but also about the education level of their parents. Are we not going too far in the student private life? Also, did I specify that the survey was asked not to be shared? What do they have to hide from the public? Today I wonder what people think of this. Is it appropriate to ask for the gender and sexual orientation of children as young as 8 years old? Let's see how people react today. Do you think it's appropriate to ask children as young as 8 years old their sexual and gender orientation?
Definitely not. No way. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Why?
Because let them. I don't know. It's like you can't be doing that. You're with their mind. For sure. It's a joke.
Oh, okay, I don't want to comment on that because that is such a woke topic.
Do you think it's right?
Personally, I think it's a little young, right? Because you're only 8. That's my view, right? But I guess every kid is different, right? And levels of maturity. Personally, I think when I was 8, I wouldn't have had a notion about that. But yeah, I think it should be kid specific. But yeah, it is a little young.
No, I shouldn't.
Why?
Because it's none of the other person's business.
I have no idea. I'm not 8 years old, so I don't know. And I'm not a parent, so I abstain from answering that.
Oh my goodness. I don't have any kids, but I don't think so. I think the kids can talk to their parents about that. Yeah.
Why is it inappropriate, the school, to ask?
Because I think it's up to the children and their family to have that discussion first. That's their little community. So, sorry, I don't have kids, but that's sort of my view.
I'd prefer not to comment on it.
Why?
Sorry, I'm just in a rush.
No, I don't think it's not needed most cases. Until you are going to a doctor, why would anybody ask you?
I don't know.
Do you think that children is capable to know their gender and sexual orientation at 8 years old?
I don't think I'm informed enough to be able to answer that. So, I don't know. I would have to look into that.
Thank you. Have a good day.
I don't know too much about that, honestly. I don't really know.
Do you think that at 8 years old you're capable to know your gender and your sexual orientation?
I don't really know. I don't really know.
Do you have an opinion?
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
I think it's okay. Yeah, I agree with that. It should be okay to ask children that. I don't think it should be forced on anyone, but it's something that they will grow up to find out about anyway, and there's nothing wrong with it.
I think it's early to teach them and show them the respect I don't know to what extent, how much they can really understand, because at 8 years old, I don't think they understand a lot. But I think it's really good idea to start somewhere for very simple reason that the kids can understand where they coming or going from, right?
Should the parents should be consulted before asking these questions to children?
Yes, but they shouldn't be asking them anyway. Without that, and bringing drag shows to schools and stuff like that, it's like, come on. It's ridiculous.
The parent should know about the survey before asking questions like that to
Oh
children.
yeah, 100%. They are the parent of the child.
Oh, I don't know.
It's hard to say. I hadn't really thought of that. The parents of those children, you mean? Yes, I would say, because I mean, a child of 8 is really not sure what he believes or she believes at that point. So, yes, I would say for sure.
Do you think it's going a little bit too far to ask those kind of questions to young children?
It's none of their business. They don't. Why were they asking?
Yeah.
They don't have. Yeah. For what purpose?
I don't know. Like I said, I don't have any kids, but if I had kids, I would want them to talk to me first. I would hope that they would talk to me first.
I think it's nobody's business but the families. That's it.
Do you think all this is going too far in the school system?
It's people's preferences. Like, they can discuss what they want, they can believe what they want. It's people's preferences. So no, I don't have an opinion on it.
Yeah, they should know what's going on with their kids for sure. It's especially when it's something new like that.
Majority of the parents are responsible for the children, right? School is there just to help us and teach us and kind of guide us in the right direction. But I think parents places responsibility to a lot of things. I think they should actually maybe read and understand more themselves, because I think a lot of parents are really in denial and they don't understand a lot of information to it.
If you agree that teachers should not talk about sexuality, orientation, or anything related to, go and sign our petition at stopclassroomgrooming.com. Sign it massively and share it. Thanks.